welcome to Forever Exiled. I'm Justin, aka Tags.
And I'm Tyler, Wrecker of Days. Hi.
Hi, episode 190. Look, you got a new setup. Your camera's angled differently.
It's just because I broadcasted a couple times this week on PC.
Yep.
And
just going for the fancy
I like
look.
it when I keep, no, it's not to be fancy.
It looks fancy.
So my camera's not, I like it when I'm on Discord to look straight at the camera as best as I can. So I like to have the camera right underneath your little picture there. But when I'm broadcasting, when I look at chat, that's like when I'm reading chat. And so then my eyes are closer to
where the camera is.
The people that are watching me. So I like to have the camera on the side. And
plus,
I hate moving my camera
it's the
back
good
and
side
forth.
of your face. It's the good. It's your good angle.
Yes, that's right. The left side is the good side.
You know,
it's funny. I never remember that I have a big nose until it's on the side. And
it's not that big.
No, it looks like it.
I mean, right now you're just a sheen of white.
Yeah, sweet
awesome.
lighting. Sweet lighting.
Yeah.
The bald head doesn't help either.
It's beautiful. Episode 190. 190. We're here.
I like it.
I like it too. Big shout out to our patrons, people support the podcast. Thank you, Ventus G and Respect Broccoli, for joining our Patreon this week. You both rock. We got your cards coming soon. Everybody else who supports the podcast and patrons, we love you. If you're curious what our Patreon is, it gets you access to After Dark, which is our podcast after the podcast. Just more of us, more of stuff and things, and a card and sticker.
Non-stop.
Yep, non-stop.
Non-stop.
How's your week, mon frere?
Well, hombre, I had a good week. It was an exhausting week for me. I don't know if I would call it like medically or whatever, but it's obviously with what I deal with. But my body just could not find energy anywhere. So it was just, like I really wanted to play the private league, but I don't, with our private league that we have going on, I don't change my plans for it. So, Friday night still podcast for After Dark, and Monday night still race night, Wednesday night still date night with my wife. So I don't make extra time for the private league, but all the spare time I have in the evening will go to the private league as opposed to doing whatever it is that I want. Which, and don't get me wrong, I want to play the private league, so it's not like I don't want to. And I'm like, I gotta play the stupid private league. But I didn't have the energy. I just did not have the energy. Like I would start playing and I would go, how there's like legit checkpoints in Path of Exile 1. Sorry, my brain immediately started going to Path of Exile 2, and I started thinking, I wonder what it's going to be like in 3 months after Path of Exile 2 is released, where those nice checkpoints are going to be, like and how those checkpoints are going to work. Like in Path of Exile 1, I was just going to say that there's nice checkpoints along the campaign where it's like, no, I'm just going to do this first and then I'll go. Kind of like the second you get to Act 4, I never stop at Act 4. I do Vol and then
Me too.
I stop at Act 4, right? And I'll like get all the exclamation marks, I'll open the gate, and then I'm ready to go. And I'll even like go into the gate quick just so that when I open the map, they're like, where did I leave off? And I'll see like, oh, there's that next section without the waypoint. Okay, that's where I'm going. Or, there's just certain areas that really make sense. Like when you're in Act 2, there's that waypoint after you've made everything dark, I think, and then you go through the tunnels and you're just getting ready to go through the different, like, I don't know, there's like that underground area, but then there's the forest, and then there's another underground area. It's like there's that checkpoint right beside the recipe that's there, right when you finish going through the tunnel with all the bears. Just some nice checkpoints. And so anyway, I was so tired this week that I couldn't even get from one checkpoint to another where it would normally take such a short amount of time. Like I was desperately just trying to get to the next waypoint so I wouldn't have wasted my time, and I was just falling asleep. And then I started laughing. I'm like, maybe medically I'm getting worse, and this is just one of those eureka moments where I'm realizing that I've slowly been progressing, but now, it's just I can't handle the flashing black or bright lights. But I start thinking about GGG with like, all it is grinding gear games. Pick a character. And I'm like, come on. Like, I've been joking around with myself ever since I thought about it. Like, some of your flashy mods, you need some like photosensitivity or like seizure warnings at the beginning of your game here, because that's...
Do they have a lot of flashy stuff?
Oh my goodness. So many enemy skills. But I mean, even if it's just one mod, like, I don't know. If it was you and me, I'd want to cover my butt. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So anyway, but yeah, I just can't. I'm sure it's all me related, right? Like I'm doing coaching for baseball this time around. There's only 4 games left. That's how fast it's gone.
Nice.
And Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of other stuff that's maybe quite exhausting me, but it was just a tiring week. So I would, on some nights where I was really hoping to play, 9 o'clock, I'd be like, I can't. I'd go to bed and I didn't even remember to charge my phone. I just like held on to my phone, stayed in my clothes, fell asleep, woke up at 6 a.m. So that was a good week. I mean, it was productive, but it was all of a sudden we're here and I felt like I slept the whole week and I'm not rested at all. Just one of those, I guess, what would you call that? Typical parent week?
Fun.
Oh, well, yeah, no, that's how it goes. And nothing to complain about. Life's fantastic. So
Good.
Thanks for asking, dude. How about you? How was your week?
I'm not going to talk
Before
about
you
my
start,
week. Yeah.
Before you start,
Yeah.
or okay, well, that's I'm sorry you didn't like your week. When a couple weeks ago, stuff was going to happen, and then things were going to take a big turn for you in terms of the amount of time you had. This was going to be like the last set of busy weeks, and then things would start to become normal again, like they were before. I don't know, whatever it was, October, November. Is that happening?
No.
Is there an end in sight to your busyness so that you can start enjoying yourself again?
I don't know. I'm not going to try and guess anymore. I honestly have no idea. Hopefully,
Right.
but I don't see it right now. But I did do a little bit of overseeding again, so I got some more grass seed down on the weekend
nice.
last weekend. So, and then yeah, it was just work. I'm trying to think if we did anything else. I don't think so. Anyway, it was a week. I did play in the private league for a little bit, but I literally had the weekend to play, and I unfortunately just was not able to get in any more time to try a second character. But we're going to talk about the private league at some point, I'm sure. So yeah, it was a week. And here we are. It's Friday.
I love weeks.
Yep. So we'll see how it goes next week. But currently, this is life. So what do we got this week in PoE? Look at us, 8 minutes in. What are you spelling?
Yeah, you're welcome, life haters.
Yeah, really. Rude.
What do you call? How do you spell shenanigans?
SHEN.
E?
Yeah.
She, not she. She.
SHENANIGIANS? Something like that. Why? What are you typing shenanigans for?
That doesn't look right. I swear there's a double
it
N
never
somewhere.
looks right. There's no double N.
Don't you know? Not me. Are you looking it up for me?
Yeah. Shenanigans. SHENANIGANS.
No double N.
I got one letter wrong.
Well, I spelt it the way you just read it, and I thought that was the way you originally said it.
I just said an I instead of an A. First day.
Shenanigans. All right.
Yep.
Anyway, this week in PoE.
Yeah, what do we got?
It was actually about a week about as slow as our weeks, or about as informative as our weeks. It was pretty slow, but that's how it goes. Fan art competition had some highlights again. There was a really cool one in here. I forgot to write down which one it is, though. Hang on.
I love the Mega Sketcher.
Yeah, that was it. I really,
one.
really liked it. Yeah, it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, especially because I'm seeing the shapes on the left-hand side, the circle. So the Mega Sketcher, people, because you can't see this, is one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's a kid's toy where it's like they can use a pencil to draw on this screen. It's not like a laptop screen. It's more like it looks like a pencil type of thing. And then you can quickly erase it. And it's just like a piece of paper that you can always erase and then write on, erase and then write on. So somebody did some sweet drawings on the actual Mega Sketcher. And for like infants or little kids, they have shapes on the side where you can like press a clover or a star or a heart. It just makes a cool... it makes a cool shape on the sketcher. And the thing that I love about, I mean, obviously they did a fantastic job, and I love all the little differences in there, like the shield and the crucible tree. But my favorite part about it isn't even anything to do with the art, unfortunately. It's the fact that the shapes are missing. Everybody that has any type of sketcher where it's the circle shape, the clover shape, the star, the heart, they don't last. They don't stay. They're always lost somewhere. You want to take that in the car when you're going camping or to see grandparents or whatever. Those shapes are always under car seats or gone. You can never find them.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. But anyway, yeah, no, there's a lot of fun ones in there. And but that was the one I really wanted to shout out for sure. And so there was that. There was the streamer. So they did 2 streamer thingy things. They did kind of remember how last week they did a recap for their JuggZ employee interviews that they did throughout the website themselves. Well, they did the same kind of recap for streamer interviews now. So any streamer that they've interviewed through the JuggZ and then posted the Q&A per se on their website, they relinked all those, which is kind of nice. And then they interviewed a new streamer, Waggle.
Cool.
Who I'd never heard of, but don't take any offense or get all pissy. We're not the type of people that are into the community and knows who's who and what's what. So yeah, but I didn't get a chance to read it. As I mentioned, my week was very busy being sleepy. So but I do enjoy hearing people's motivations for the game, and even if they're typical motivations or not. So I'm excited to read them, and I'll get to it. So my apologies, Waggle. And the final qualifier event for ExileCon.
Oh, I think I saw a tweet.
Finished up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, it says, congratulations to the Mystery Racer. Mm-hmm. So maybe the is part of the name, but Mystery Racer, maybe that's your name. So congratulations.
Wait, is their name that? Their name is actually the Mystery Racer?
The isn't capitalized, but Mystery Racer is. But you wouldn't say like, congratulations to the Tai Killer. So I don't know. But then in brackets, it says, Gargura subreddit mod. So cool. I don't know. Anyway, whoever you are, Mystery Racer, congratulations.
Yeah, that's awesome. So they've got all fantastic. 4 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, they're all set up. So no more fun to be had. That's it. But I was thinking about that. And now that qualifier event was done, I again started thinking dates. And ExileCon is 2 months away. Like, what day is today? The 26th, right? Mm-hmm. Of May. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's just over 2 months. Exactly 2 months away. So, I mean, 2 months is still the majority of any league that they have. So that's still quite a long time for one league to progress. So now I'm curious, what are they going to do to fill the time? They definitely don't want too much downtime. Like, they're normally fine, with the normal crash of numbers. That's to be expected. That's like, I mean, obviously that's expected because that's how they budget. But even when there wasn't anything to look forward to except for the next league, the typical hype, when there would be an extension to a league or whatever it is, or if numbers started to drop early, they would come out with some events for us. But now they have 2 weeks to cover.
2 months.
So what's next? Right. Sorry. Yes. 2 months.
Yeah, like, it's a long time.
Well, yeah, it is. It is. So I'm just curious what they're thinking. Because I don't think as far as they've mentioned, there's nothing else that they've mentioned to the fan base from the end of the qualifier events all the way to ExileCon. Obviously, they're going to be extremely busy. So what is it that they're going to do to keep us, just those little teasers, the little hype, stay within the community? We're almost there.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Because you don't want to surprise people with ExileCon. You want people to be like involved in the community, and then ExileCon shows up, right? So
hopefully in that month before, we'll see some events or something.
Yeah.
I don't think they can do something over 2 months, but I think in that last month leading up to it, hopefully they're doing something to sort of bring attention back to the game right before it. That being said, everybody knows ExileCon 2 is coming and they're going to be tuning in, but still, I do agree with you. You want to keep people within the community a little bit hyped up.
That's right. No fluff tweets from this point forward. You don't want any of the, there's certain, like, for example, the mobile game that I play is F1 Clash. And the reason that I follow JuggZ on Twitter is because I want to know when information comes out right away. Right. I don't want to, oh, wow, there was a patch that came out 2 days ago. Like, I like hearing about it right away, any events, anything. So that's why, and I like how JuggZ does their stuff. When it comes to so many other games, including something like F1 Clash, they tweet about so much stuff that is not relevant to their game. You know what I mean? Like, after an F1, so we have the F1 Monaco weekend this weekend, right? Monaco Practice 2 is going on right now. It's the Monaco weekend for the GP. At the end of the GP, the video game F1 Clash will tweet, oh, congratulations to whoever the winner is of the race. I'm like, that's not why, I'll subscribe to F1 channel for that, not F1 Clash. And I really like how JuggZ does their tweets. They don't have that kind of, so what build are you playing this week? Oh my goodness, I absolutely hate that. That's not why I mean, maybe that's why some people do follow these accounts. That's not why I do. I just want information that they're posting as soon as it is like relevant to the game. And so hopefully they keep with that. They don't fill their, the next 2 months with some fluff tweets to keep you interested.
I hope they do, just to keep you.
Yeah, but you're a dick.
A little bit antsy.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Great.
You need a drink?
Nope. Good. What do we got? What's next?
Let's see. Art. Oh, the art of JuggZ. So remember they put out some of this last week or 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. I love this stuff, man. Like, obviously, people in the community can be just as good, but some of this stuff is so cool.
I like the 3D one by Andres at the very bottom. I feel like that's going to be, hopefully that's something we eventually see, a boss with a dog. Looks awesome.
Yeah.
It looks very Dark Souls-ish.
It does, especially the Elden Ring aspect, because you have the golden light around the head. You have the Erd tree stuff going around. And of course, like the shadow version of the beast. Yeah, so cool. Yeah, I really like it. There were so many really good ones. Another one that I really liked was the I mean, I really liked all of them, but the Tatiana's 2D art, where it just looks like someone who's been scarred or sold or, you know, down out of their luck. They're looking at they're on a little pier or wharf looking out over a sea or ocean, right? Obviously there's some stuff going on there, and then you see how decrepit everything is, but you keep scrolling down and it's like, oh, octopus legs. Cool. So I like what the story says when you scroll down just to the waist or the bottom of the hands, but then that whole story changes once you get to the bottom part of the picture.
It's cool.
So anyway, I really liked all of them. I really enjoy that stuff. So thank you, GGG, for posting that. And then there were a couple hot fixes. One for hotfix 1, Xbox and what's it called, PlayStation. Got 3.21.1 hotfix 1, and then PC got hotfix 3 and 4. They added another 700 of those thingy things. What are they called?
The
foiled unique items to the Voidborn Reliquary. Whew. That's at least 10 now in total. Goodness me, that's a lot.
They've got a lot.
Yeah. So, but yeah. No, just it was a relatively slow week, but I still enjoy the posts. You know, even though those kind of things are, I guess, the fluff posts I was talking about, I still really like it.
Yeah. I saw the one fix for the bugs spawning inside the Crucible Forge object. I like they fixed that. I'm not sure why it's been so long, but that's whatever. At least it's fixed.
Must have been tricky I mean, because it would seem important, right? But anyway.
I had that happen where mobs would just be stuck inside the Crucible, and I'm like, okay, please don't attack me.
It's a small Crucible, right?
Yeah, it's not huge
on the screen.
Yeah. Okay. I was just always nervous they would start attacking, and I wouldn't be able to do anything about them.
I see. So yeah, relatively slow week for us. Well, I mean, in real life, slow week for GGG, and now private league time. Hope everybody's been enjoying the private league. It's been a lot of fun communicating with people in the game and on Discord and seeing what's up.
I have to say, the fact that Crew hit 100 in our private league boggled my mind last night. I was watching Christina and I just before bed were watching a show. He's 100. And I was like, because I haven't been on Discord much this week, but I popped on and I was just reading some comments and stuff. And I was like, wait a minute. How? How did somebody hit 100? Already in our private league? I think he posted a picture of his like where was it? It was his playtime is what I saw. Hold on. You have killed 854,860 monsters. You've played 2 days, 11 hours, 18 minutes, 53 seconds.
Wait, what was the days and hours?
2 days, 11 hours, 18 minutes, 53 seconds.
2 days and 11 hours. When was that posted?
He posted that yesterday at 9:02, so Thursday at 9:02 p.m.
So we started,
but that's 2 days of like total playtime.
So
right?
that's 2.5 days of playtime in 7 days.
Yep. Wow. Yeah, just under 7 days. But even though that's a lot, that's still very impressive to just be that efficient with your time nonetheless. And not die in a hardcore. Like it's a hardcore solo self-found private league, and somebody got I never thought somebody would get 100 in a 10-day event ever. Like that just
time for ruthless, Justin. Time for ruthless.
No way. I don't want to change it for us because we suck enough, but good Lord. I was just completely floored that somebody got to 100 like that. I did not expect that would be like a thing. So
hey, crew, congratulations. Yeah,
you know my
very good job. Very good job. And to everyone else who's not 100
and winning is that we have to come up with a new rank that's going to have 2 skulls. I'm very excited to do that because we haven't had to do that because he'll get the Uber Legend on Discord, and he's had it once before, and so we said we were going to make it so that if you got Uber Legend again,
no,
I haven't made it yet because nobody's done it. Nobody's ever been Uber Legend more than once, and he'll be the first one to get Uber Legend twice.
Well, crew, you have a responsibility now to chat on Discord, because every time you speak and the double skulls. Uber Legend shows up on Discord, people will listen. So it's your obligation to chit chat now.
And
there you go. There you go.
I guess if somebody gets 100, then any additional hundreds are also Uber Legends. Like if somebody else, it can't be, because there's no highest anymore.
I don't know. I guess that means we have to start paying attention.
No. If 8 people get level 100, they all get a freaking skull. That's insane.
Sure, but what about rewards?
That's on you. I don't know how that works.
All right, I'll pay. We'll figure out who got there for. Oh no, it'll be XP still. But it's XP based.
No, but your XP caps when you hit 100.
Oh, dang,
everybody would be the exact same
amount.
Really?
That's too bad that the level doesn't, that XP doesn't keep going, but the level doesn't go. You know what I mean? Like it'd be cool to still accumulate XP even though you're not leveling.
I don't think it does. I think you hit that cap.
Fail.
Yeah. But I mean, that's a fun problem. We'll figure that out if that ever happens.
Yeah, because when I get to 100, these are the feelings that I have every time I've been to 100.
Mm-hmm. I got to 72, so that was
wow. Did you? Okay, well, tell me about it, because my story's going to be a little shorter.
Mine wasn't very long.
What you built?
I played RF. I played a jug just because it's easy. I know it. It's tanky. And it was going great, actually. I was into maps. I had just gotten into maps when I died. I died to something really stupid, but the build was going fine. Like you can take RF now so early, like really early, because you can get that as long as you just stack your fire resist. You take the 1 mastery where you're getting, was it flat life per over fire? Like it makes it much easier to sustain RF quite early on, as long as you focus on making sure your fire resist is high. So yeah, and I felt really tanky, like really, really tanky, especially for an SSF character, like where you're not getting, you're not just picking up uniques or stuff that are going to make you stronger. So yeah, I was having absolutely no problem running through some early maps. And then I was doing a map and I saw Cassia for Blight. And I was like, RF sucks at Blight. Why? There's no reason for me to do a Blight. Like RF is just not good at Blight. It just isn't. And I was doing Fire Trap as the supplemental damage with it. And so I finished the map and I was running back to the exit to leave. And I was running past Cassia. I was like, well, I mean, I could use some oils. Like that was where my head was at. I was like, I could use some oils. Maybe I can throw on some sort of anoint or something and make it somewhat beneficial. Plus it was in, I can't remember what the early map is. I don't know if it's dungeon or whatever it is, but there was going to only be 2 possible paths for Cassia because of where she was positioned in there. So I thought maybe it's not so bad. Right. So I hit it. It was also the first time I had talked to her. So it was, hold on, just let me mark that so I don't miss it. And so
I was coughing.
So I hit it. I talked to her. It was the first time talking to her, started up the Blight. And it was going fine. And she, in fact, did only go one direction. So there was only one door that I had to cover. And about halfway through, I was like, oh, man, I don't know. Like, I'm not taking any massive damage, but I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this right now. And I walked towards the door. I don't know what happened. Don't have a clue. I just all of a sudden saw the "you're dead" sign, and I was like,
"Really?"
Wow. Yeah, I think I was. I think at the time I was between 11 and 15th on the ladder when I died, and yeah, so I saw the. I honestly could not tell you what happened. I didn't feel like it was to the point. I did not think I could get killed that quickly with this character. I had so much life regen, so much tankiness, so much over resist. Like I just didn't think that something could happen that would make me die that quickly, but I did. And it was, I don't like those deaths. Those deaths are annoying. If it's, I mean, granted, I shouldn't have done a Blight. As an RF character, like you're either sitting in the middle of it or you're not killing them, right? Like there's not many other options. I could throw fire traps at the door, but it wasn't going to do enough damage. So it was my own mistake for running the Blight. But the problem was that was on we started on Friday. I started playing on Friday. I played Saturday, and I think I died Saturday night. And then that was it for me. Like I didn't have any time, even with the holiday. Like we had Monday off, but I did not have Monday off. I was working on Monday. So yeah, it's too bad I didn't get a chance to play. I will say though, and I've bitched about this before, and I'm just going to do it again because I can, and it's our podcast, but I probably would play another character if I didn't have to go through it's so time consuming to go through the acts. And I do sort of see how that's a bit bitchy because time consuming, it's a private league. The whole idea is to play for fun, but I just don't want to. Like that build up time is just a bit frustrating. And when you're playing SSF, you kind of do have to go through that process, but I knew I wasn't going to have the time to do it. And if I was going to do something else, I would have just done another Jug RF. Although I am curious, what is the deal with Bone Shatter? Like, why is that so strong in hardcore SSF? It's very, very popular. And I looked at PoE Ninja 2. It's super popular. I don't understand the skill well enough.
I think it's the innate added damage that it provides. It's not as dependent on a weapon. I mean, it obviously benefits just as well from a weapon that everyone else does, but I think it's the added damage that it provides that you're desperately looking for on a melee weapon, and it adds 10 times more than you'd ever get from a weapon. So it's like being able to use a spell, but I mean, obviously it comes with its consequence. It's kind of like Righteous Fire, but for attack skills. You know what I mean? Like it's eating away part of your life. But like you said, that with the new mastery system is very easy to negate, especially early on.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I did have a good time in it. I love watching people die. That's always fun. I'm not a big fan when it's me, but but it was fun. People have been doing extremely well in it, and it's been fun to see the Discord chatting about it. But yeah, I 72. That was it. There's going to be a lot more people.
You're not going to play this weekend?
I guess this runs till Monday.
Our Monday, yeah.
Maybe. I don't have any plans to, but if today's our Friday, I have, as soon as we finish recording this, my whole day is full. So it will depend on what Saturday and Sunday look like. Yeah, I don't know. What about you?
You don't know what Saturday or Sunday look like?
Well, Sunday I'm hoping to try to do not much except watch the race, but yeah, I've thought that a lot for the last couple of weeks, so we'll see. I don't know for sure. How was your private league? How'd you do?
It was good. I mean, it's been good. It's been good. I've had more people, which is very kind of them, send me like stuff about zombies and how to keep them alive and all that kind of stuff, because I've been quite vocal about that.
Is that what you're playing in the private league?
Yeah. Okay. And I'm quite liking it. And the build is actually really good. But part of the consequence of having the podcast and then, expressing how I'm feeling and all this kind of stuff, people are obviously very helpful and it's wonderful. But the timing of it, now, like I'm trying to play hardcore, solo self-found. I just have my build, but all these ideas are coming into my head and it's fantastic. I don't want people to stop. It's not a criticism. It's just, I want, like, all of a sudden, because all these other ideas are coming to my head, I'm like, I'm in a theory crafting mood. And so now I'm like, my progress, even though it's like I'm already a slow player, so it's probably not hindering me much, but part of my progress is like, I wonder if I could do this instead and this instead. And like, I'm just supposed to like play the game, try and get to that, what beat my old record of hardcores. I'm trying to get to 69, but I'm like leveling differently because I'm in that theory crafting mood. You know what I mean? From all the helpful people that we have in our community. So, the private league is going well and my build is going, it's rock solid, but I've died twice. And I've discovered or remembered that, like I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, I don't make extra time for the event.
Yeah. You're rank 101 and 102 right now. That's awesome.
See?
They died so close together. You literally made it to 39.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
That's way too funny.
It is pretty rad. That's me, rad. And so, but like I said, I don't make extra time for the private league. All the spare time I have, I'll dedicate to it, but I don't make any extra time. So in a normal week, I just don't have the time to die. Like I'm on my third character right now. I just started Act 3.
Oh yeah, you're 26. I see it. Yep.
And there's no way I'm going to be able. Like I'll play tonight after we're finished after dark. I'll probably be pretty tired by 11 o'clock, right? And then I'll squeeze some time. I'll definitely dedicate Saturday night to it and Sunday night to it, and then then the private league's done.
Mhm.
And there's no way that I'm going to finish the axe in 3 sessions. That's just not how I can play.
You might.
Well, either way. But you see, I have an opportunity to beat my record if I don't die, right, through 2 weekends. But the second I die, now I did die. My first death was, I think Soja clipped it. Let me clip it again. Oh, right. I remember this one. You remember this one?
Yes.
So I was.
Can I just say, I'm not going to say anything spoilerish towards it, but
you say whatever you want.
No, I don't. But what the thing I did find funny is when you were streaming one of the early times, I remember saying to you, like, man, it's crazy when you're in the tree menu, like you were picking your tree, like you were putting some points in. And I said, that's crazy. Like you don't see anything when you're in that screen. Like you don't see your health bar. You don't see like anything when you're in that. And I thought that was crazy that you don't see anything when you're in the tree menu for remote control playing. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's no problem at all. So I foolishly, like I was very comfortable tabbing out of the game to check my PoE planner to see where I'm putting my next passive points when I level up. But I'm not doing it in combat, and I made sure that I was always safe. I was running really low on portal scrolls on all my playthroughs. For some reason, maybe I was using them more often than usual, trying to be extra safe. So I was having to conserve my portal scrolls. Anyway, so I'm going through, and I'm in that section on the way to Duresso. So I'm not in the arena section yet, but I'm in the dirt arena area,
Yep.
For the lowborns, I'm in the dirt arena area. And I'm going through, and my build's fine. I'm very rarely scared about anything, and I'm going through, clear this whole section, make sure, okay, time to spend a couple points. And I'm broadcasting, so I'm chit-chatting a little bit while I'm doing this. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. All of a sudden, I hear some my zombies are killing someone, so I'm not in a hurry, right? Zombies are fine. Everybody's good. But then I come back. The zombies killed a rare that had the stupid purple crystal explodey thing on death.
Oh, no.
And it doesn't go to them.
Yeah, it goes
for
to
whatever reason. It goes to me, the user, as opposed to the one that actually killed them. And so as I'm tabbing back into the screen, I have no hope to move, but I saw the purple explosion and I died. And now this isn't because I died. That purple explodey thing is so dumb. Like it has too little of a cast time. Like by the time you see it, it is one of those skills where if you don't have a movement skill, you're screwed. Like
you can't quite often see it at all.
No, and it's weird because it is a purple, and not the game isn't purple, but there's something about it that you can just never see it unless it's the only thing on the screen. Which, of course, that's not Path of Exile. It's not one-on-one battles. So for some reason, it is an extremely difficult on-death effect to see, and its release from the time that it's cast to the time that it releases, or the time that I finally see it, like when it starts doing its flash, I have no time to react. And so I thought it was a pretty prick move to have that available in Act 4. But that's what killed me the first time, tabbing out instead of portaling out. And it was an on-death effect, so it wasn't even like I was personally getting attacked. So a lot of those little personal things. So that sucked, but that was relatively early on. I think that would have been on Saturday. So I still, knowing that like I don't have a schedule like you, so knowing that I could start again, I started again right away. I was in good spirits too. I was in good spirits. So my second one, I just got past so this must have been rank 101, not 102. I just got into the nicer, more concrete Duresso area. And I'm walking from one set of statues to another. There's absolutely nothing going on. I'm just whistling, having a great time, playing my trumpet as I'm walking, got a nice strut, dead. I must have been bleeding.
Oh yeah, they bleed a lot in those pathways.
They must have been bleeding. I didn't see it, didn't hear it. I'm all on my own. There was nothing. I didn't hear it, didn't see it, dead.
That sucks so bad.
All of a sudden, like I'm just going for a normal stroll. Do 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 do. Right, just got a song in my head.
Did you even recognize like before you died, like
Nope.
last second?
Nope. all of a sudden it showed up, and I'm looking around, and so, but I wasn't broadcasting at the
There's
time.
nobody here.
Right. I'm all alone. Right. No, yeah. No, there was like a definite Bill Murray moment where I'm looking. So I'm assuming it was bleed because those soldiers, the statues, they come, and I guess like that's introduced to you in Act 3 when the statues come to life. But I didn't see it. I didn't hear it. There was nothing.
Way to die.
But that's the only thing I can think of that killed me. So that sucked because at that point now, that was like my second, like, I don't have time now. I know I'm going to restart, but it's for me, it's just for fun. I might beat what I did going to Act 4, but I have no chance of getting to, like, I'm just starting Act 3. There's no way I'll be able to get to the end of the acts by the time the league ends. So that kind of sucks just in terms of that, because the build's fine. The build's totally, like, it's not scary at all.
You haven't died yet to like a tough fight, which is like, I saw you on your first attempt, you did go through Azaro and did your first ascendancy. So like, obviously you're doing the content fine, but those are both such shitty ways to die.
They are, especially because I don't have the time. Right. You know, if I had a lot more time, it would be funny and then I'd be able to just keep going. But now it's funny and I'm like, oh, no, I can't. But guys, so no, but it is funny. I don't know what my suggestion would be for any of that. Like, I don't know how to. I never look at the icons at the top to see what debuff or whatever it is that I have. Like, I don't have time for that. So I don't know. But anyway, yeah, it was funny. So I guess my build, I'm doing my zombie build that I've made for hardcore is a guardian build, because the idea is that I'm going to live instead of my zombies. And I've modified it a few times just as I'm playing. I haven't modified it in game, but I guess in that regards, it's good that I died, because now I can apply my changes that I've been making over time while I'm walking the dog. And on my phone, changes that I've applied to my build, I can apply to my new build. And so what I'm going to try is really focusing on the mastery that I mentioned last week or the week before, where it's minions gain 5% of life on minion death. And so I've gone through a couple options here. Hang on, let me make sure I don't miss anything. I've gone through a few different options. Actually, one that I was having a lot of fun with on my second playthrough, trying to come up with like some fun interactive but not required interactive ways to play with zombies, right? Like, I like zombies to be on their own, and this 5% death health recovery thing does force you to interact, because you have to get those sacrificial minions out there to keep your zombies alive. So still humming and hawing about that, but it does allow me to, I'm hoping the idea is I invest almost nothing into zombie survivability, but the constant deaths of my minions will constantly keep my zombies alive. That's the hope. Not sure if they'll be able to handle massive slams near the end game, but that's what the idea is that I'm going to be testing out. But I was playing with Battle Mage's Cry. Have you played with it at all?
Yep.
Yeah. So obviously I never think of it because I'm never actually planning on doing attacks or spells. I'm always trying to do minions. But then I started thinking like, wonder if like I do Cyclone or Dominating Blow, and then I do Battle Mage's Cry. All of a sudden, I'm spawning a whole bunch of other spells, whether it's, but it's temporary, right? Like I think the Battle Cry lasts for 5 attacks. You get 5 exerted attacks, which is
I can't remember exactly.
That's the trigger. Every time you hit on an exerted attack, you cast a spell, a linked spell. And so I was playing with the idea of Dominating Blow, and then linking that to SRS or skeletons with summon phantasms, or just maybe doing something completely different, like Purifying Flame, Frost Bomb, that kind of thing. So it was a lot of fun to play around with that. I didn't get the opportunity to make War Cries instant, so they did make me a little bit nauseous. I need War Cries to be instant for me to play with them long term, kind of like how I do with my Righteous Fire build. But Battle Mage's Cry was a really fun one to consider for a minion build, because it had the opportunity for me to cast all those sacrificial minions out without, really worrying about it. But it technically turns it into a 2-button build. You put your War Cry on left click. If you're playing mouse and keyboard, put your War Cry on left click, and then your melee, whether it's Cyclone or Dominating Blow, on right click. So that was a lot of fun to play with. It didn't stick around though. It wasn't something that I didn't have the accuracy for it at the time. So it was all right. But in terms of the 5% sacrifice, right? Killing minions so that my zombies gain 5% of their life every time they die. I'm not struggling with it, but I'm waiting to see what would be more valuable end game if the zombies have a high enough max life to take on the majority of damage. Do I put stuff like, whether I do something like Cyclone with cast while channeling or just put it on cast when stunned, but do I put something like SRS skeletons and summon phantasms on, or probably not summon phantasms on this one, but do I put SRS and skeletons just at level 1 and keep them at level 1 so the second they're spawned, they're killed? Not bad. I mean, that would definitely encourage my zombies. My assumption would be that they would always be at max life, and that would be a lot of fun. But then that's my only damage. I'm not doing secondary damage in that regards. My secondary damage I'm using solely to heal zombies. But then I could also do something like self-casting skeletons or SRS, and then they would be fully leveled, and then I would be able to have something like Summon Phantasm with them as well. If I do Cyclone, cast while channeling, what are they called? SRS and Summon Phantasms, then it's a very apathetic way for me to get them out, right? They'll still do some damage. They're not going to be socketed to anything that does damage, but it's still, nonetheless, it's damage, right? Because I'll have almost every minion damage node on the tree, along with gear. So nice secondary damage, and they'll still die because they both have really low life. But then I could also self-cast. Were you putting up your finger for me to stop, or was that just a...
No, just reading.
And then the other option is self-casting SRS, which for me is more dangerous because I'm not looking at my character as much, and that's the way I play. That's the way I stay alive, is not focusing on my SRS quantity or this or that, or making sure I'm safe for casting. I'm making sure that I'm safe for me. And so anyway, the other option is self-casting SRS, putting on Summon Phantasms, but then I could put on Infernal Legion, which starts eating away at their life, and then also Minion Damage, which cuts their life down by a quarter. So those are options. But
what's in your normal build? What's your supplemental damage to zombies?
There isn't any.
So it's just zombies all the time?
Yep. Yep. The other option that I have for that is taking away the 6th socket of my normal zombie one and then just throwing in skeletons. I would double my damage having 2 5-links in that one chest piece, but
you just have to self-cast the skeletons then?
Yep, and that's really not a big deal. Skeletons are so easy because they cast 3 at a time and your cap is typically 9, right?
You could also take, for the healing part of it too, get Val summon skeletons, because then you're going to summon a boatload of them, and as they die, they're going to heal up your zombies.
So then there's the tiny bit of conflict. This is in my head. Haven't taken it to endgame to test out how it actually works out. But the more minions I have, like if I'm casting 20 SRS and I have 10 Summon Phantasms, that's 30 extra minions. But every time one of them dies, all the ones that I want to die heal, right? Now, if I'm not investing in minion survivability, they're probably going to die really quick. But maybe they won't. Maybe they'll be healing
anyway, right?
Yeah, but expiring and dying are different. When an SRS expires, it doesn't heal my zombies. That's not considered a minion dying.
Are you sure?
No, but that's my assumption.
I thought that they did. But anyway, sorry.
No, it's okay, because even if I'm not, like if I'm self-casting, I could be replacing them before they die. And replacing them...
Yeah, I thought that counted, but maybe not.
I don't think replacing them would count as dying as opposed to a duration expiring and then that's a death. To me, a death is death. Expiring and replacing aren't, but I haven't looked into it. So anyway, maybe that would be an option, but then maybe if that is too much healing, if my sacrificial minions are dying a lot, are getting their health replenished a lot, and they're not dying as often as I want, maybe skeletons is better. Cast 3, they're dead. Cast 3, they're dead. Cast 3, they're dead. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm still in my head mulling around the prospect of, do I just throw out, do I not do supplemental damage? And I just have the zombies do the damage, and then I have a bunch of level 1 minions just constantly getting cast out. The one thing that I do quite like about the level 1 idea and not having supplemental damage is if I do Cyclone and cast while channeling and SRS, SRS will go out there, but then I could also do life on hit support, and I could attach that to Cyclone. And then I'm spinning around, right? I'm spinning and spinning. And even though my SRS, my level 1 SRS will get cast out no matter what, and then they'll die right away. If I make sure that I'm in battle and I'm hitting, then I'm getting life on hit support, which is nice. But then because I'm using Cyclone, I can also include Holy Relic, which is obviously doing some nice survivability for us as well. Not sure if Holy Relic will live. I have no idea what the life of Holy Relic is, the base life of it is. Hopefully Path of Exile 2 has that stuff. But hopefully it would live enough with all the sacrificial damage that I'm doing with SRS. So I'm kind of humming and hawing through it. I mean, that's not hardcore related. That's just the stuff I'm thinking about as I'm going through hardcore. And some of the stuff that's distracting me from being a little bit more efficient with my already slow playstyle. But then I'm back on like the weapon swapping aspect. I'm like, because I can't decide, what if I just have like a weapon swap? You know what I mean? Like, okay, maybe I can do this idea with these two weapons, but then if I weapon swap, then the build can turn into this instead, right?
Are you going to have the capacity for that?
It would probably, in this case, because I'm talking about minimum 4 links, I would require a staff. So then it's like, okay, well, which gems can I sacrifice so that I'm not, needing the extra 3? The one sucky thing about not investing into minion survivability is it does almost negate the probability of having legit specters. I know a lot of people that don't invest into minion survivability and have specters have them live all the time, but that's with like crazy gear. That's with lots of gear investment into both minion survivability and damage and this, that, and another thing. And I'm not going to be there. I'm never going to get that gear. So it does kind of slow down the build in that regard, because then my frenzy charges aren't coming unless I'm using that wand skill, which isn't melee. What's the wand one that gives frenzy charges? Anyway, it only gives frenzy charges to me. But anyway, yeah, so that's the kind of stuff I'm thinking about. Now the weapon swap thing and this, that, and another, and then battle mage's cry, and then I start thinking about rallying cry because I'm thinking about minions and war cries, but then I'm like, no, battle mage's cry works better, but I really like the idea of having melee. And then I go back, well, okay, well, now that I'm melee, can I do dominating blow? Then I start playing with dominating blow. Then I realize it's not for me because I get quite nauseous and I'm always missing. It's a lot of fun. I really like it.
Just to throw a kink into all of this so that you just have more things to fill your head.
Give it to me, baby.
Minion expiring counts as a death.
Where'd you read that?
I read it online and people tested it. An expiration of
Did
a
you
minion
read it on
counts as a
fandom
death.
or on Wikinet?
No, it was a Reddit post where they actually did testing to show that it does. An expiration counts as a death. And I thought that was the case too, because I've used that in the past.
What's the date stamp?
I don't know. I don't have it up still. But I had something that I was using recently, and I can't remember what, where I was using the benefit of the SRS expiring, and I wish I could remember what it was, but it counted as a death.
So expiring, though, is not replacing, right?
Even replacing. Yep. It's the same. When you replace them, they're considered expired, and you're just, so like if you spammed out SRS, you wouldn't hit that level, but say skeletons, for example, too, where there's a maximum, them being replaced counts as a death. It's kind of, can you see minion health bars? Yeah, you can, right?
Yeah, but there's no stats to it. Like, I can load up minions and it'll say, my zombies have 200% more life, but it doesn't tell me what the base life is.
Right.
No. And I tried to find this week who has but I should have just loaded up POB, but I couldn't find online from anybody that gleans that information from how GGG posts their stuff. But I want to find out if SRS or skeletons had the least amount of base life. But that was working under the assumption that my minions actually had to die, not be replaced. So now I'm curious. I wonder if having 20 SRS is better than 9 skeletons, because with 9 skeletons, I'm creating 3 at a time and I just cast. So I'm replacing them faster because I'm casting 3 at a time, not 1 at a time. And they have a lesser cap.
Is there a skill effect reduction that you can get?
Like a duration reduction?
Duration? Yeah, is there reduced duration?
You betcha.
Because you could put that on like SRS. Could make it so that yeah, that's right. Because there's a support for it.
Yeah,
reduced duration.
There's a really strong cluster that I would have a very difficult time getting rid of. It's that 3. I forget what here. Let me bring it up quick. There's a minion cluster that's only 3 nodes. It does minion duration and minion damage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you know which one I'm talking about, but let me bring it up so I can give the notable for people.
Where do you get the benefit of the duration?
Enduring Bond. Okay, so anyway, it does 12% increased minion duration and 12% increased minion damage. That's the first two notes. So that's, and then you get 20% increased skill duration, and then 30% increased minion damage if you used a minion skill, and then 20% increased minion duration. So there's a whole bunch of increased duration there. And I have a really difficult time getting rid of that because that is so much damage, though. You're looking at 24% damage. You're looking at 54% minion damage. So
yeah, it wouldn't be worth
probably
getting
still
rid
do
of.
that. I think, though, I really wouldn't have to worry about duration once skeletons and SRS are in map. I mean, probably yellow maps, but definitely not in T16, 14s, 15s, or 16s, because with very little minion survivability, they're not going to live. They'll die fast, especially if I have minion damage on them that cuts their life down by a quarter. I don't think duration's going to matter.
Well, even if you did want to add level 20 less, duration is 49% less. Even a base level 1 is 40. So like that node you took, a big portion of it's negated with just a level 1 reduced duration.
So do I do phantasms or skeletons and SRS? Interesting. And then I have the option of increased or decreased duration, minion damage, and Infernal Legion.
I mean, if you wanted it to be supplemental if you wanted the damage to be supplemental, then you wouldn't want to take the less duration. I don't think. I think you may as well. You'd be better off just to keep it, put Infernal Legion on it, put minion damage on it. So at least they're still doing something. Because then they're going to benefit from all your other minion nodes too, right? But you know that when they expire or get replaced or die, your zombies are going to see.
Yeah, I'm curious. And then, because I probably don't want to do cast on stunned. Probably want to do cast when damage taken level 1, and then just have skeletons attached to that. Maybe SRS too, right? Or just skeletons. Cast when damage taken level 1 and skeletons, and then have something else that's supplemental, like Purifying Flame and Frostbomb or something on that one. And then skeletons are just going to constantly go pop, 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 pop. And then I could maybe do supplemental damage with SRS and Phantasms. Oh, I think I like Justin. I like you. You say smart things sometimes.
Sometimes.
Oh, I love you all the time. I like you all the time. But sometimes you also say smart
Sometimes
things.
you say smart things. All right. Well, let's wrap this up though.
Okay, next week I'm not going to talk zombies. That's like people are going to like be like, I got to talk about something else next week. I'm going to come up with something. No, I know, but people don't want to hear zombies every week, and I think it's been like 4 weeks of straight zombies. So I'm going to come up with something else.
It's been 190 episodes.
It's true. It's true, but I don't know. Yeah, the sucky thing is all my theory crafting is going to be about zombies this coming week. So anyway, I'm going to try and get
more zombies for you in 191.
If I die, I'm done. I definitely don't have time to try and beat the campaign, but I'm definitely in the private league going to try and beat the campaign. I will pay attention to my in-game sound, make sure that I can hear I don't know, what's it called? That's the bleed walking while I'm bleeding sound.
Oh yeah. You also, I think you see it. There's a visual to it too.
You didn't know, but that's actually the real recording.
They're like, real recording,
Ty. Just quick
noise.
Yeah, that's right. They flew me out to New Zealand, bought me a coffee, be like, hey, could you do this just right here in the mic? Okay, thanks. Have a good trip.
Perfect. There's our bleed. All right, let's wrap this up.
You went to Hobbiton, right?
I did.
Was it cool?
It was. Yeah, it was pretty fun.
The kids wanted to read Lord of the Rings. That's like our book that we're reading as a family now. Whew, I forgot how dry it is. Like I always remembered that Tolkien was dry. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, but I'm one of those people that's always said like Tolkien's dry. You know what I mean? Not like just Alexander Dumas dry, but well, it's like the kids we're having to pump it up a little bit. But yeah, no, it's anyway. Didn't mean to. Hobbiton. We're really into the details of Hobbiton. The kids know everything about it now.
It was fun. Yeah, we went there. All right, let's wrap this up. 190, Forever Exiled. I'm Justin, aka Tags.
Tyler, Wrecker of Days.
Patrons, we're going to catch you in After Dark. Everybody else will see you next week in 191. If you're looking for more information, you'll find it down below. foreverexiled.com is our website. We got Twitter, foreverexiled82. We have a very fun Discord you should be a part of. Good luck to everybody else in the private league for the remainder of this, although when you hear this, it's probably over. And Patreon, another way to support the podcast. You find them down below and on our website. Bye.
Look at you, hey? Look at you just getting there.
Pro.
Per row.